Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome back to my show. I'm your favorite host, Namdi Okorafor. This is the Empathy is Money show. And in this show, I want to highlight, I'm going to bring with you every morning what my ideas are, what I'm working on, especially trying to encourage you entrepreneurs out there who are trying to figure it out in this muddied world, this entrepreneurship world where you have to think outside the box and push yourself to achieve success at a high limit. This week I started out on the book The One Thing by Gary Keller. It's an amazing book. If you've never read it, it's one that you want to pick up. It's a very short read. Its subtitle is The Surprisingly Simple Truth Behind Extraordinary Results. And I just covered chapter 1 and 2. It's a very short read, like I said, and here are the things that stood out to me. So when you're working as a solopreneur and you're building that vision out, it gets to a point where you plateau and probably start declining because you're probably stressing yourself out or you're stretching yourself thin. And if it's like a graph, it's there's a slow ascent and then things kind of level off and then start declining. Right at that point, that's when you want to start bringing people on board and building your A team that will allow you to scale. And here are the things, or the few things that you want to pay attention to when you're building that team. Number one, you need, for one thing, you want to when you're building a team, and you want to become the type of leader you would follow. When people want to join your team, are you that guy? When you look at yourself in the mirror, would you want to follow you? The second thing is, do not let anyone on your team outwork you. That speaks for itself. You want to be that role model and set the standard and set the pace that the team should follow. Be very self-aware. Identify what you're good at and what you're not good at, so you can find what you're not good at in your team recruits. Here are the 4 personalities that you would need on your team. 1, you need the closer, the person who's going to get results. 2, you need a stabilizer, someone who's going to put systems in place to get that machine running efficiently. 3, you need a pessimist, someone who digs deep into the details and makes sure that you're covering your blind spots and not getting in trouble with the law or regular, and such. And then you need a perfectionist, someone who makes sure that you cross your T's and dot your I's. So you also want to make sure that your team buys into your vision. Especially, it starts with you. Do you believe in your team, in your vision? You want to make sure that you assert your vision daily to yourself and your team. Going back to the book, Gary Keller, here's a quote that I highlighted in the book. It's recognizing, going small is ignoring all the things you could do and doing what you should do. It's recognizing that not all things matter equally and find the things that matter most. It's a tighter way to connect what you do with what you want. It's realizing that extraordinary results are directly determined by how narrow you can make your focus. I liken this to building a team, like I was trying to explain. It's when Gary Keller talks about working on that one thing. I don't think he's trying to say be laser focused or narrow focused on one thing, especially as an entrepreneur and you're trying to juggle different hats, it's important to, when you identify what your strengths are, your self-awareness kicks in and you know exactly who you are. It's important to now delegate the different parts of the process that you're not good at, or hire them out, and while you focus on that one thing that you're good at. When you're the leader, you also need to know how to do those different parts and not allow your team outwork you, but you need to focus on what moves the needle forward and look at the business from a bird's eye view standpoint. Being the leader, you're moving the vision, you're moving that, you're the captain of the ship, and it's your job to direct that ship, but it's not your job to say serve the people in the ship, or be the guy at the back, or there are different members of the team, but you, at the leader, you're steering that ship in the right direction. So, and that's what you're good at, and you focus on it and you do it very well to the best of your ability, but while allowing your team members to be the best at their different positions, and that moves the whole ship forward to its destination. So I will wrap up by encouraging you entrepreneurs out there to understand that this is a journey, and throughout that journey you're going to go through a process of growth. You're going to meet challenges. You're going to be forced to challenge a lot of your assumptions, which will in turn allow you to grow and become a better person. I always like to highlight the fact that it's not a destination. It's not your company does not, or your business does not become a massive success overnight. You, as the leader of that, or the visionary behind that business, has to become what you want your business to look like. Your business merely mirrors who you become. So pick up the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller, and start reading it. I've covered chapter 1 and 2. It's a very brief read. Also, focus on the one thing, build an A team around you, and I hope that as I bring this information to you and share my journey with you daily, I hope that we can all grow together. And I wish you all the best. Stay tuned. Until next time.